Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. Today we're discussing a 2010 variant of a model originally launched in 2006 in platinum. This is the Patek Philippe 5960P-015. So the 015 is the blue dial version of the 5960P that debuted in 2006 with a gray dial. So the blue dial model here in platinum, same size, same spec, just a different dial aesthetic. 40.5 millimeters in diameter. You can see that the watch, when viewed in profile, is 13.8 millimeters thick and 49.2 from lug tip to lug tip, with a 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs. You can see the top Vesselton diamond in between the lugs, the signature of a platinum-cased modern Patek Philippe watch. Though modern in size, I would say its largest dimension is the lug-to-lug. It's not an oversized watch, it's more of a full-sized watch with a broad lug-to-lug. I'd recommend it for a wrist of 15 centimeters circumference and up. My wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference. You get a good sense of the watch down the wrist. Over the top always exaggerates the width of the watch, so I like to say look down the barrel, and I do have some clearance. The watch is thin enough to fit underneath most cuffs, especially since the case flank is sloped and the bezel is concave. The strap is high grade. You can see a very, very dark gloss alligator leather with a monotone stitch, a edge that has been cut and lacquered for refinement, a little bit of bolstering or stuffing to give it volume. Then on the bottom you can see calf skin, no crimping, no gouging, brand new. Patek Philippe factory strap. You can see the use of pull tab spring bars to allow you to remove the strap without any kind of a tool. We have a full folding clasp in matching platinum. Here's the Calatrava Cross. It's the logo of the manufacturer. On the inside, you can see Patek Philippe, Genève, the city of origin. The whole clasp, as you can see, nicely manufactured, polished platinum for a platinum watch, as it always should be. And there is a little radial spring to help this friction fit clasp stay shut. The case is simple, fluid, polished with a lot of compound curves. Pusher adjusters for the annual calendar, which is American style with day, date, and month. Aperture style too, which I always find more readable than a pointer style calendar system. And of course, Patek invented the annual calendar back in 1996, so this is their invention, a calendar that needs only one update per year during the jump from February to March. Nice pump style pushers, a vintage vibe here with the Calatrava Cross on the crown. You can see that stepped and concave profiled bezel. A little bit of a box and a cambered the crystal. The watch is 30 meters water resistant with a push-down crown. The dial features a blue metallic sunburst with white gold date frame, hands, and indices. We'll do a quick lume shot. The watch is actually a bit better lumed than you might assume. Fairly easy to read in the dark. Leaf or foy style hands. You may wonder why is all the hardware on the dial white gold, so it will not tarnish or oxidize over time. Now you can easily see that we've got a few complications. We've got the annual calendar. Below that, the power reserve indicator for the 55-hour automatic winding power reserve. The chronograph, which features flyback action, reset and restart with a single push of the reset trigger. Great for timing events that occur in rapid succession. Then you can see there is a bullseye mono counter below the chronograph center seconds. This counts both your chronograph hours and minutes. There's an azurage or concentric pattern below that. There's a little blue disc. That's actually your AM PM indicator that lets you know when it is nighttime. When it turns white, you know that it's daytime, and it is now safe to use the pusher adjusters to set the calendar. That's what that little AM PM indicator does for you. Now, the watch does not feature a running seconds hand, but because it does feature a vertical clutch chronograph, which allows the chronograph to run full-time without additional hazard wear and tear. If you just want to leave the chronograph running so you have dial side seconds, you can. You can even use the flyback as a sort of zero reset seconds system. Fun to know. Fun to use. The chronograph uses a unusual kind of column wheel, which you can see in action here. It's almost more like a flattened column wheel or a hybrid of a column wheel and a cam, but the feel and the crispness is that of a column wheel. It also benefits from the vertical clutch in that when you start the chronograph, there's no extraneous motion, jumping, or staggering to the chronograph seconds hand. On the back, we have the rather large caliber 28-520. Of course, it is 5-position adjusted, which is a high horology and chronometer standard. Pivots on 40 joules, beats at 4 hertz. It's got a free-sprung Patek Philippe Gyromax style balance for shock resistance and precise adjustment, as well as an anti-magnetic Spiromax silicone hairspring. It's nicely decorated with a combination of manual and machine finishing techniques, the result being on balance impressive as the hand-finished elements predominate and draw your attention away from the rough fabrication in the first stage of creating these parts. The nice thing is the finish and the important operations really do look artisanal, and Patek does a better job of blending those elements machine and hand executed than, say, Audemars Piguet, Jaeger-LeCoultre, or Zenith, for example, or even F. Pigeon, for that matter. So, beautifully made watch inside and out. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.